and today I'm going to show you the only video you will ever need in order to learn how to do your eyebrows. Last week we handled how to do our foundation, and this week I want us to handle how to do our eyebrows. One thing I always tell people who are trying to learn how to do their makeup is there are certain matters and certain points that need to be looked at before you even consider anything else. The first thing we tackled last time, that is foundation. And today I'm here to talk to you about the other thing that matters the most when it comes to learning how to do your own makeup. The secret to have a perfect makeup look is a perfect eyebrow. Learn how to shape it to your face shape, then you will be able to do your makeup like a pro. Before we even start on anything, I would love to show you some of the tools that you need in order to do a perfect eyebrow. You need your eyebrow pencil. This is the pencil that I use for my eyebrows, or something that will trace out the shape of your eyebrows. Then you need something like this, a concealer brush that will help you to apply the concealer. You're going to need something like a blending brush, something like this, that is going to help you to blend out the concealer that you're going to apply on your eyebrows. You're going to need a concealer itself, the LA Girl Pro concealer. This is a good concealer. That is what we're going to use. And then, of course, a darker shade or your foundation shade of concealer or your foundation. Those are some of the tools that you're going to need. Let us begin. I'm going to zoom you in order for you to see very well what I'm doing. Start by brushing up your hairs. I'm going to be looking over there. That's where my mirror is. I know sometimes you may not have a well shaped out eyebrow, but worry not, because if you have this eyebrow pencil, then it's going to be our saver for today. Because as you can see, my eyebrow is shaped but not so sharply. I'm going to use the pencil to give me some type of shape. Start by lining, but just don't be so hard-handed. Keep your hand light. Okay, go ahead and line this other side on the lower part. When you're done, get your spoolie brush and brush your hairs down like this. Remember, we brushed them up when we were starting. Now brush them down like that. Go ahead and line the upper area of your eyebrow. But remember, we are using a very sharp pencil. I don't know if you can see it. And you are using a very light hand. Then you go to the upper side and shape out. The most important thing is to shape according to the shape of your face. But there's always a technique. You have to make sure you do. The arch has to be around here. Also, the arch has to be around here. Then you make sure for the starting part, you put your pencil right here, and then you put your pencil right there. Okay, that's why I bring my eyebrow a bit forward like this, because when you look at it naturally, we don't have hairs at the start of the eyebrow. I'm bringing it a bit forward. I've only lined the lower part and the upper part. Now I'm going to fill in the hairs that are missing at the front here slightly. Use a very light hand. I don't even know how I can explain it to you, but a very light hand, guys. Very lightly. You use that hand and you feel it. Wherever you feel like there is missing areas, go back with our spoolie brush and you brush the eyebrow upwards like that. That we have finished to establish the shape and the areas that our eyebrow is going to pass. We can go ahead and start on our cream products. By cream products, I mean the LA Girl Pro Concealer, the highlighted shade, and the foundation shade. You can get a small amount at the back of your hand. Then remember our concealer brush. If you have something like this, or if you brought, my spoolie brush has something like this. So you can get a brush that has both in order to save on that money of buying a separate brush. So I start with my foundation shade. You realize I haven't started with the lighter concealer, but I'm starting with my foundation shade. So I go in to the corner of my eye, into the front corner of my eye. Still holding your pencil lightly. You want to hold it like this. Don't hold it like this, but hold it like that, making sure that the product lies going backwards, going down. I've gone in with a very minimal amount of product and the same shade of foundation like my skin tone. That's why you barely can see any difference, but the difference is there. You see that? Remember, I had drawn a line there. It was just to give us a shape. Now I've tried to conceal it. Then when you're done there, you just go to the upper side of your eyebrow, to the upper side, still with the same foundation shade, because remember, we don't want to have those ghostly type of looking eyebrows. That's why we go in with our foundation shade on the upper side of the eyebrow. Then you line it, you try and shape it out using your foundation shade. Same applies to this side. I know there are some tutorials that show that you can use your concealer shade. That is surely okay. The one for highlighting, but me, I prefer this method where I use my foundation shade. I feel like it gives me this type of eyebrow that is more natural and more seamless than the usual very highlighted, all looking eyebrows. So to avoid that, you want to use the foundation shade to go up. Not forgetting our concealer blending brush. This one is going to help us to blend out all the product that we have put on our eyebrows. I love how every step keeps on defining the eyebrow and keeps on putting it in place. Now, the next step is to highlight. By highlighting, I mean go in with a lighter, one shade or two lighter than your foundation shade. This point right here, that's where you're going to apply that lighter shade. Even this point, that's where you apply the lighter shade. Let's do this together. You put your brush into the product, just a little bit, not so much. I know videos that show that you have to apply too much, not so much. If you want an everyday type of looking look, build the product up. You don't have to go in heavy-handedly. You don't have to go in with too much product at once. Are you seeing? Just at that point and at that point is where you apply your highlights. I really want you to take your time when you're doing this. I know the internet sometimes shows like we are rushing, but there's no need to rush. Take your time. This is your face. Give it time. Makeup needs time, needs attention, even you yourself. You don't have to rush it. When you realize you're going for a function, give yourself enough time. Do the right thing. What I'm doing right now is blend a shade that we put at the top of the eyebrow with the shade here. You see, it's having that from dark to light type of effects. That's what you want to have. If you feel like it's too big on the top part, remember we use the foundation shade, so this brush should have a bit of product. Don't add product, just use whatever is left and go over top and try and reduce the size to your liking. There is nothing that is irreversible. If it's too dark, go ahead with your spoolie brush, run it through. Don't just move because someone said because someone is doing it. Like, no. Find your way, find your groove, find your footing in this whole makeup thing. But above all, I want you to look good while doing it and be very comfortable while doing it. So adjust it, make it into the shape that you want into place. When you get all that together, don't forget our rule. The rule of this page is to set wherever you put cream products, you always have to go in with a mattifying product. That is something like a powder. Can go in with a loose powder like mine. But as I said, the loose powder, you need to go slow on it. Or you can go in with a compact powder. Compact powders, this is what I refer to. If you have a compact powder, you just go in and set. Still follow the rule of where you've put light, you go in with a lighter powder. Where you've put dark, you go in with a dark powder. And then also it helps your eyebrow to sit all day and not sweat through so much. Already beautiful, already our face has been shaped. Now for my office girlies, if you feel like I just want to learn my eyebrow, this should do for you. You should be good to go. You can go ahead and apply your gloss and you're good to go for the day. You go to office, enjoy your day, then come back, But if you're like me and you're in the mood of getting ready and look pretty, then please stay tuned as I do the rest of the face. Trying to recap on what we studied last time. First, we start off with our primer. Let me see. Oh, there it is. It has worked. You spread that. The next step is to go in with our foundation brush. I start from the outer corners of my face, working my way in. But my goal or my way of doing makeup is I don't completely remove who you are. I don't think that should be the goal. The goal for a simple type of beautiful makeup is to just cover up most of the blemishes. You don't want to over tarnish yourself. Okay, there's a client who was like, hey, will you be able to cover everything? That's the first step into looking cakey. Build it up. Don't put too much product at once, to overwhelm your face. No. So you see around my nose right now, I need to add some more products, because as you can tell, I had not put. With this brush, you just tap and make sure the product enters into the skin. Concealer, remember, is to hide any blemishes that you feel are blemishes, or to highlight. You know the drill. You apply just a little bit on your forehead. I don't know, something is off with this concealer. It feels very light. Yeah, it's warm honey, and I usually use the shade Fawn. So this is warm honey. It's really light. Oops. Let me look for my shade. I'm supposed to use a shade, one shade or two lighter. Nothing too extra. This is new. If anything, if you have another shade of foundation, even better. If you can't find your concealer shade like me right now, I'm going to go in with this foundation that is one shade lighter than me. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to show you the difference. Are you seeing the difference? Warm honey is this light, and then this is the foundation, and then this is my skin tone. This is the lighter foundation that I'm supposed to be using to highlight. So that's what I'm going to use. I knew warm honey looks a bit off. Make the most of this makeup thing while looking cute. Like, the goal is to remain cute. You have to look nice at all times. You have to look good. You have to look like a lady. So that whole vibe of having too much product, please, let us leave that somewhere else. For us, we are ladies who want to achieve that ladylike type of look. If you've watched this far, then you have learned how to do your eyebrow. The eyebrow is the trick. It's the secret on how to get that perfect look. I tried filming all the other things. I am so sorry, I've lost the rest of my footage. How you shape your eyebrow matters. The tools that you're going to be using, how you blend, and all that good stuff. Now, there's another detailed video down below that I did some time back. I just thought I should share this updated one. Yes, but you should be able to practice this every day. Don't just watch it once and then you leave. No, always refer back to this video whenever you're stranded and learn how to do your own eyebrow. I promise you, it is the game changer that will take your eyebrow game to the next level. Thank you so much for watching. I'm always your girl Victoria. Stay victorious. Bye.